Today's video is brought to you by Comcast. Why? Because it's a day late because my internet went down. Comcast is the devil. Pass that along. Don't come after me. Sorry, Comcast. Anyways, I'm bringing it to you today because my internet went out yesterday and I want to talk about day 8 of training camp and what went down. That next. Welcome to Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, at Skull World. Now, please go down and hit subscribe, leave a like, and comment. If you comment, that puts you in my contest. The more comments you make, the more entries you got. Read the rules in the description below. I want to give away free stuff on the Packer game. Just go down and comment. I love you guys. Thank you for helping me spread my Viking purple message across the interwebs. That's awesome. Thank you guys for helping me break 400 on my way to 500 subs. Thank you so much. Now, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I decided, I scoured Twitter yesterday night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, I guess this morning, and that was like 7 hours ago. But I came across Will Ragatz report, and it was so comprehensive. I decided to make this a reaction video to it. I tried to cut it down, but it's so filled with jam-packed goodness that I am going to read a lot of it to you and react to what I'm, how I feel about it, and hopefully you can, form your own opinion. There's good information in there. It is still relatively early in camp. Well, it's probably halfway through. We're getting there. But hey, there's some things, some competitions that are starting to pan out. And I think Will Ragatz, talks a lot about that and tells you what he thinks. I might leave his opinions out of it and just give you the facts and let you form your own opinion and hear mine. But let's talk about Will Ragatz from SI.com, who has become my go-to person, honestly, on comprehensive breakdown of camp. A lot of other people are just putting one-word blurbs out there, not putting any long-form information. But go check out Will Ragatz, SI.com. He's doing a great job. Shout out to you, man. Injury report: 4 players remain out. Irv Smith Jr., Kenny Nwangu, Ryan Connolly, and Blake Pearl. Other than that, everyone on the 90-man roster was present and participating in practice. I'm a Blake Pearl fan. This guy's a good guy. Everybody loves the guy. I wish him the best, and I hope he gets a shot to remain on the practice squad, but I don't see him making the 53. But he had potentially has the ability to be an NFL receiver. A lot of good things about him. If you've heard any of my videos, and if you want to go back and watch my receiver video I did, I'd talk about Blake. I talk about Blake Pearl, and he's NFL bloodline, so it's nice to see him making the NFL. Now, a lot about Kirk Cousins here, and it's people say I saw so much stuff about shaky day or this and that. Sure, he threw I think 2 picks yesterday, but this is what Will Ragatz had to say. Cousins has really strong camp. For the most part, he looks comfortable in the offense and has been delivering balls all over the field with pinpoint accuracy. That has been very common theme people say about Kirk Cousins this camp. It's good to see. He's just continuing on what he's always done, right? So let's give him some props for that. Friday was another strong day for Cousins. He was highly accurate in 11-on-11 action, hitting Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and KJ Osborne over and over on short and intermediate routes. Then later in practice, Cousins started to flex his muscles in the deep passing game. He threw a perfect pass to Osborne for long touchdowns against Shandon Sullivan, then dropped another dime to Thielen with Chris Boyd in coverage. Cousins almost connected on one last deep ball to Jefferson, but it just grazed off Jefferson's fingertips. Chris Boyd will come up again in this video, so I'll leave it for that. But it's great seeing him connect all over the field to his main receivers. And I did a video on KJ Osborne. You're starting to know how I feel about him. I think you use properly, he's going to be amazing. Do not continue to don't try to force, a square peg into a round hole. He's a slot receiver. But we have two other guys, Thielen and Justin Jefferson can play anywhere, but KJ Osborne, I believe, is limited to the slot, and a lot of things point in that direction. Red zone action was a little shakier for Cousins. He threw a bad interception to Jordan Hicks over the middle of the field. Let me stop there. It was reported that he yelled, "Oh no!" after he released the ball. So he made a mistake as soon as he did it, and it fell right into it. Like the ball caught Jordan Hicks, apparently. Not known for many interceptions, but I love the guy. He's coming in as a run stuffer. He's a sack or a tackle machine the past 5 years. Kind of dipped a little bit last year, but still got over 100. With him and Harrison Phillips, man, in that middle, up the middle. I love our chances to rebound with our run defense. Then it goes. Then what? He was maybe picked off by Cameron Dantzler when throwing one up for grabs after they would have been a sack. You don't know if it was a situational thing, like, hey, it's fourth down. I don't know. But Dantzler apparently intercepted him, but it would have been a sack most likely, and the ball wouldn't have been let go. But hey, what can you do? It was still an interception. So those were his two interceptions. Dancer made a nice play to rip the ball away from Thielen, but it's unclear if he secured the catch. However, Cousins bounced back with an easy touchdown past to Munt and crossing route. Oh, he goes on to say that Dancer may have dropped it and he ripped it away from Thielen. So he gave a 50-50 ball to Thielen, and Dancer made the play, which is good news because we're not hearing a whole lot about Dancer, but I think he's had a solid camp. It's just others maybe have been standing out a bit, and I think we might talk about Caleb Evans here. I might as well say it now. He made a really good, release and trail move on and forced the guy basically to the sideline, and the receiver didn't get a good throw on it. So he's looking better than I expected. I thought he'd be really handsy, holding receivers all the time. I haven't heard that coming out of camp. So thank you, Caleb Evans, for proving me wrong on my report. I wish you well, man. For the second consecutive day, Cousins led the Vikings into field goal range. In a 1-minute drill, he hit Osborne twice, scrambled for a first down, then hit Zach Davidson to set up a 52-yard game winner from Greg Joseph. Every report come out of camp is Greg Joseph. I don't think he's missed a kick. I don't remember a report that said Greg Joseph missed a kick. So that's great news. They're raving about him, but hey, show me in an NFL game, man. You bounced back well from the Arizona game, missing that 37-yarder, I think. But hey, we're rooting for you. No more Zimmer. No more looking over your shoulder. If I miss a kick, I might get cut. I'll Daniel Carlson, who's amazing as usual in the Hall of Fame game. So we're rooting for you, man. You do have a leg on you. You've hit some 50-yarders. You're hitting 58-yarders in practice. It's great. So one by one, he goes with other notes, and these are some good tidbits. So I'm gonna read them. KJ Osborne is another player having a fantastic camp. He's locked to keep the Vikings wide receiver 3 job, and has been playing with the wide receiver 2 caliber guys in my eyes. Osborne, wide receiver 2. So he's been playing like a wide receiver 2. And I've said this, especially when PFF came out, that I said we have one surefire number 1. We have 2 number 2s. I'm talking about Thielen and KJ Osborne. And we have 4 number 3s. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but when you think about BC Johnson, ISM, and BC Johnson, ISM, it escapes me right now, but Jalen Naylor, I think we got 6 really good, solid receivers. Albert Wilson made a wave yesterday, scoring a touchdown, but I agree with that. He's showing up as a wide receiver too, But I think wide receiver 2 of being an outside receiver, I believe you could say he could be second option in a 3-set, him in the slot. But if you're going out with 2 wide receivers, I'm putting Thielen out there over KJ Osborne just because he's better. Thielen is much better on the outside than KJ Osborne is, and that's just showing off of what it was like when he played in replace of Thielen last year. But hey, things change. He may have got better, but definitely Thielen. I still trust him a little bit more. Let's see. Osborne has been awfully impressive with his speed, route running, and hands. Cousins seems to have just as much trust in him as he does in Jefferson and Thielen. Osborne caught a deep ball from Cousins on Friday and then made 2 catches in the 1-minute drill. Sounds great. Jordan Hicks nearly forced 3 turnovers in one practice. He had a forced fumble on Alexander Madison. What's with the running backs dropping the ball lately? Oh my God. This is me reacting for the first time. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That kind of crap is going to just haunt us if we continue to drop the ball, man. Picked off Cousins in the red zone, I already talked about, and then very nearly picked off Mon. He's going to be a big part of this defense. I am glad to hear. I hate wasted money. I was pretty excited to see Hicks come in just because of how bad our rush defense is, and the fact that he's actually picking people off and breaking up passes. Awesome. This is going to be good. Little people realize, someone made a good point to me yesterday that Kendricks played in a 3-4 in college, and so did Barr. Oh yeah, Declan. When I got interviewed on Purple Daily, I like to name drop. Anyways, that was a great point. The other guest, Jay, and hopefully we'll bring him on our live show on Purple Pocket Podcast. But he said, well, hey, Kendricks came from a 3-4. Well, Anthony Barr came from that same team, and he was a edge rusher in a 3-4. And he went to Dallas for $3 million. We couldn't afford that to give him a shot in a regular defense or a defense he's more suited for. Hey, that might be a missed opportunity, but we got great guys, and I think Hicks is going to stand out in the middle there, and I'm pretty happy about that. Lewis Seen made a nice breakup on a Mon pass intended for Tristan Jackson. The rookie safety was all over it. Yes, he jumped up, leaped, reached over the top, knocked it down without even touching the receiver. Looks great, man. That looked great. That's the kind of play. He has that leaping ability. He's got the speed. He does got good ball skills, except for maybe he's not known to be catching the interceptions, but at least going after the ball, high pointing it, knocking it down, breaking up passes. I think Lewis Seen, hopefully, I'm overreacting on one play here, but I'm glad to see it, and I actually saw the video of it. It was a great play. Greg Joseph is on fire over the last 2 practices after going 8 for 8 on Wednesday. He made a 52-yarder to complete the first team offense 1-minute drill, and then made a 58-yarder to complete the Mannion-led second team. Mannion led a second team drive 1-minute drill. It was second straight practice and ended the 58-yarder on Joseph. Zach Davidson, I throw Mannion out there just oh my gosh. He who shall not be named, Sean Mannion, I named him. I hope him the best. Mond has not been performing. I think that might come up here. Man. Anyway, Zach Davidson dropped a wide open deep pass from Cousins. That's the type of play he needs to make in order to make the 53-man roster. But he was open, so that's good. Hopefully, he's known to be a pass-catching tight end. Hopefully that comes around. I don't want to see Zach Davidson dropping balls, man, but that's a deep pass. I don't get to see the play, but he actually physically looks bigger than he used to. So this is awesome to see. Throwing his speed, his catch radius, he's making this team. And I'm gonna do another video where I'm going to do my 53-man roster 2.0. I already did the 1.0. I didn't call it that, but I think I think it's time to do another one since we're nearly halfway, or if we're maybe already halfway through camp. Okay, when it comes to linemen, Harrison Phillip continues to impress in both 1-on-1 and 11-on-11 action. Part of that might be going back to going against Garrett Bradbury, but Phillips is impressive. Ed Ingram and Patrick Jones II are a couple young players who have had some nice moments. That is the first time I really heard of Patrick Jones II. I'm glad to hear that. I wasn't super high on him, but I thought he was a good draft pick. But that's great to hear his name. Uh, Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram, man. I want that guy to start. He's a mauler. He just would throw ragdoll people in college, and I think he should be win that right guard position. If it may not be the first week of the season, but he needs to win that. I think with him and then a solution at center fixes our offensive line for the next 3 to 5 years. That would be amazing. But anyways, I digress. It's hard to see how Chris Boyd makes this roster unless Vikings really value his special team skills, which I guess he's pretty decent at that. He hasn't been great in camp, getting beaten deep a few times on Friday, not good. Rookie Caleb Evans has looked better, and you could argue that Harrison Hand and Nate Harrison are ahead of Boyd too with their versatility to play in the slot. Yeah, this may be. I kept Boyd off the 53, but I kept him as the 7th cornerback, not making it because we'd only kept 6. But if special teams does matter, and if he's a 6th corner on your team and he's a better special teamer, still a good chance of making the team. But yeah, I haven't heard much good things about Boyd coming out of practice. I just haven't. Hopefully, it may be that changes and he plays well. He's got the size and everything for it, and I guess he does have special team skills. So let's see what happens there. Look out for that. This wasn't Andrew Booth Jr.'s best day. He was beaten several times for catches. So someone, and I'm not going to name names, but said that Caleb Evans could potentially pass Andrew Booth Jr. over one practice. So this is the first bad report on Andrew Booth Jr. Everything else has been raving about him. Hopefully he picks it up. Everybody has a bad day. And except for KJ Osborne and Justin Jefferson, those two do not have bad days apparently. But hey, Andrew Booth Jr. has shown his kryptonite on day 8 of camp. Dan Chisena, of all people, made several big plays on Friday. I'm still not sure if there's a path to get him on the roster, even with the special teams value. I was shocked that he apparently had some really good catch. I haven't seen a video of it. I guess more people are biting the Vikings' wishes and not showing a lot of clips. But some tight one-on-one shots, a lot happens. But in 11-11 drill, you don't see much. So Dan Chisena had a pretty good day yesterday, which, great. I hope this guy, honestly, we can keep vets on the roster. And I think there'd be a situation where maybe a receiver gets hurt. We go with a 5-man rotation at receiver, and we bring Chisena in on as a 6th receiver to play special teams that day. Especially if, let's say, we have an idea that we're not going to go 11 personnel as much, or we're not going to go 4 wide as much in that particular game. Why not have a Chisena come in and play special teams? I think he's a guy we would put on as a veteran on the practice squad, which I think you're allowed 8 now. The battles between Danielle Hunter and Brian O'Neill and 1-on-1s are a lot of fun. That's awesome. Same goes for Zadarius Smith and Christian Darrisaw. That would be fun. That would be so fun to watch, man. And the other 2 combinations of those 4 players, when the edge rushers switch sides, the Vikings are strong at edge and offensive tackle. Music to my ears. It's awesome. Awesome to hear that our Danielle Hunter coming back from off of injuries, Darius Smith returning from injury, even though he played in the playoff game, and then and to say it's fun to watch. So I think it's a 50-50 that hey, one of these guys is going to win. Who knows it's going to be, but the raving about Christian Darrisaw has been pretty awesome lately. He's proven us all right. This is Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, and Justin Jefferson are parting gifts from Rick Spielman. Thank you, Rick Spielman, and congrats on your CBS gig. And I don't know what that organization you're touting on your Twitter is the 33rd. I don't know what that is, but hey, he's wearing a CBS shirt and he's on the sidelines of the Colts camp yesterday or last 2 days. That's great. Good job. I think you're made for that type of work. You probably will see the league again maybe sometime. But hey, we're getting to hear some good things from him. Good luck in the future, man. Skull Vikes, power to you. Now that's it for today. Minnesota Sports Talk. I loved Will Ragatz' report here. It was very insightful. A lot of good things, man. I think everything's looking up, man. We're deeper than we have been. The prognostic, the PFFs of the world are ragging on us, but I think the people that know football, and we passed the eye test. We passed the eye test of what a good football team, a deep football team with a lot of talent on it looks like. And I brought it up and coming out tomorrow is my visit to the vent line on Purple Daily, which I was so happy to join. And I said 12-5, man. I said 12-5. I put it out there. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. This is a good team, potential to be great. It all depends on how that defense handles this year and the new defense and hopefully there's been a little confusion, not much, but that's just new defense, new year. Everybody's getting used to playing with each other. By the end of camp, by the end of preseason games, hopefully we're hitting on all cylinders and we take down the Packers a 2-touchdown lead. That's what I'm thinking. Let's do it. 12-5. I have a floor of 10, a ceiling of 13-4, but I say 12-5. Let's do it. Skull Vikings. See you next time.